Hello and welcome again to Fox Comics in beautiful downtown Marion, Illinois. And we are unpacking this week's comic book order. And today is Tuesday, August 19th. All the items you see here will go on sale Wednesday, August 20th, here at Fox Comics in beautiful downtown Marion, Illinois. We're going to start with the graphic novels and larger stuff. And up first is the Absolute Superman Volume 1, Last Dust of Krypton. That is in stock out this week. Reorders of Absolute Batman, Volume 1, The Zoo, in this week as well. Then from AWA and Vertigo Entertainment, we have issue 1 of Kill or Be Killed by Mrs. Fox with a Hammer. Up first with the comics, because that's why we're all here, is Absolute Batman issue 11. And we have a couple of beautiful variant covers. Apparently I did something with the 1 in 25, but I don't. Oh, that was the 1 in 25 I showed first. So that's your 1 in 25. And then that's your standard cover. Absolute Flash. There's your A cover. And then the variants follow quickly thereafter. And I think this is your 1 in 25. Yes, it is. There's the 1 in 25 Absolute Flash. Absolute Superman issue 10. There's the variants for that. Marvel brings us all new Spider-Gwen, Ghost Spider. And then we have the J. Scott Campbell variant cover. A lot of those out this month. Amazing Spider-Man, and this is issue 10. And there is your J. Scott Campbell variant cover for that. DC brings us Batman and Robin, issue 10. There's your Panosian cover right there. And another beautiful variant right there. Then we have Batman, Superman, World's Finest, issue 42. A couple of beautiful variant covers for that. Marvel brings us Black Cat, issue 1, because they get about 4 deep and relaunch all the time. There's your J. Scott Campbell there. There's another variant cover there. Then up next, Bloodletter, a Spawn Universe title, issue 3 from Image Publishing, and there's your variant cover for that. From EC Comics, we have Catacomb of Torment, and that is issue 2, and there's your variant cover for that. From DC, we have Catwoman, issue 78, which is ironic because they started it off as a 10-issue run only, and now we're on issue 78. But we have a couple of beautiful variant covers, including the Frank Cho right there. From Keen Spot, we have issue 3 of The Chamberlains. Marvel brings us issue 1 of the Civil War facsimile reprint. Image Publishing brings us The Cold Witch, issue 4. Dark Horse Comics brings us Critical Role Vox Machina Origins, and that is issue 3. Image Publishing brings us issue 4 of Dark Honor. Again, some guy helping Mrs. Fox beat you to death. We have Darkwing Duck, issue 5 from Dynamite. Image Publishing brings us issue 33 of The Department of Truth. Thank you. Up next from DC, we have issue 1100 of Detective Comics. How amazing is that? And then a couple of beautiful variant covers marking the 1100 moment for them. Just gorgeous variant covers. Up next from Image Publishing, we have Drawing Blood from Kevin Eastman, issue 8 of that. Mad Cave brings us issue 1 of Eat Your Young. Image, one of the bigger titles this week will be Rick Remender's Escape, issue 1. And there's a variant cover and one other variant cover. Then we have, I think this is IDW. Yes, it is. IDW Event Horizon Dark Descent, issue 1 from IDW. And there's your variant cover and one more variant cover for Event Horizon Dark Descent. Marvel brings us Exceptional X-Men, issue 12. Image Publishing brings us Exquisite Corpses, issue 4. And there's a variant cover for that. Also from Image Publishing, Falling in Love on the Path to Hell, issue 9. Also from Image Publishing, Ghost Pepper, issue 2. It's issue 2. And there's your variant cover for that. Also from Image Publishing, G.I. Joe, issue 10. And there's your variant cover, and I think that's your incentive right there. Marvel brings us Godzilla Destroys the Marvel Universe, issue 2. And there's your variant cover there. Boom Studios brings us issue 24 of Grimm. And there's your lovely variant cover for that. Image Publishing brings us Gunslinger Spawn, issue 46. And there is your variant cover there. Image Publishing also brings us Hyde Street, issue 8. And there's your 80s variant cover there with their leg warmers. Marvel brings us Imperial from Jonathan Hickman, issue 3. And there's your J. Scott Campbell variant for that. And then your Scotty Young variant. Up next from Image Publishing, Invincible Universe Battle Beast, issue 4. And there's your variant cover and one other variant cover for that. DC brings us another big launch this week, Justice League Red, issue 1. And there's several, a foil variant. And also from DC, Crypto, The Last Dog of Krypton, issue 3. And there's your variant cover for that. From Dark Horse, we have Los Monstruos, issue 4. Marvel brings us Marvel All-in-One Thing versus the Marvel Universe, issue 1. And that's the Saturday morning variant cover for that. Then we have Mega Man issue 1. And that's Mega Man Timelines. Up next from Marvel, we have New Avengers, issue 3. There's your J. Scott Campbell variant cover right there. There's your other variant cover right there. From Thunder Comics, we have Never Wars, issue 3. DC brings us The New Gods, issue 9. DC also brings us Nightwing, issue 129, and there's your variant cover for that. Marvel brings us issue 10 of Psylocke, and there's your J. Scott Campbell variant for that. Dark Horse brings us Resident Aliens, The Book of Changes, issue 1. Titan Comics brings us Return to Skull Island, issue 2. Sounds like Mr. Fox's prom date. Image Publishing brings us Rick Remender's The Seasons, issue 7. Dynamite Publishing brings us Space Quest, which is Space Ghost and Johnny Quest, and that's issue 4. And there's your variant cover for that. Marvel brings us issue 3 of Spider-Girl. Marvel also brings us Star Wars issue 4. And there's your variant cover for that. DC brings us Superman Unlimited issue 4. And there's your Mark Spears variant for that. Valiant brings us Valiant Beyond Tales of the Shadow Man issue 1. Dynamite Publishing brings us issue 10 of The Terminator. AWA brings us issue 3 of They Choose Violence. Image Publishing brings us issue 2 of This Ends Tonight. And there's a lovely variant cover. IDW brings us Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Journeys, issue 1 from Peter Laird. And there's your variant cover for that. That looks like an Eastman variant to me. IDW also brings us Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Nation, issue 9. Dynamite brings us Thundercats Lost, issue 5. DC brings us Titans, issue 26. Ahoy Comics brings us Toxic Team Up, featuring the Toxic Avenger, issue 3. Marvel brings us Ultimate Black Panther, issue 19, and there's your variant cover. Marvel also brings us issue 15 of The Ultimates. Dark Horse brings us issue 2 of Umbrella Academy, Plan B. And there's the variant cover for Umbrella Academy issue 2 of Plan B. Image Publishing brings us Scott Snyder's Undiscovered Country, issue 32. Dynamite Publishing brings us Vampirilla Armageddon, issue 2. And there's your lovely variant cover for that. Marvel brings us Venom, Black, White, and Blood, issue 1. There's your variant cover for that. Marvel also brings us Vision and Scarlet Witch, issue 4. Sounds like Mr. Fox's prom date. Boom Studios brings us issue 2 of VR Troopers. And there's your lovely variant cover and another variant cover and a bagged variant as well as the Virgin and a throwback. So a lot of variant covers for VR Troopers. Image Publishing brings us all new Walking Dead Deluxe issue 119. And there's your variant cover for that. Mad Cave brings us issue 3 of Whatever Happened to the Crimson Justice. Image Publishing brings us issue 13 of Witchblade. And there's your Janet Jackson homage cover for that. Marvel brings us issue 12 of Wolverine. And there's your variant cover for that. DC brings us issue 24 of Wonder Woman. And we have a couple of variant covers for that, including this beautiful David Nakayama Wonder Woman variant there. That's all the comics in Chotsky that came in this week. Remember, all the items you see here will go on sale Wednesday, August 20th, here at Fox Comics in beautiful downtown Marion, Illinois. Thanks.